Hello, my name is Niamh Donnelly. For my case study, I've decided to explore how the introduction of a software tool called Slack improved communication within a multinational tech company. I'll begin with a brief overview. First, I will introduce you to the company and some of the challenges they face with communication. This will lead to the formulation of a research question and the goals for the study. To finish up, I will give an update on progress so far and what the next steps are, and identify some possible risks. The case study is in collaboration with Etsy, a multinational company with offices here in Dublin. Etsy is an online marketplace that specialises in handmade and vintage goods. The company was established in 2005, and since then, Etsy has expanded globally. Their headquarters are in Brooklyn, New York, but they also have offices throughout Europe, the US, Asia, and Australia. Over 1,000 people work at Etsy and are distributed across these locations. For companies like Etsy, good communication is vital to the continued success of the organisation. A major challenge the company faced was how employees could communicate and work collaboratively in real time. Originally, employees' choice of instant messaging software was somewhat ad hoc. No guidelines or standardisation on application selection was enforced. Employees communicated using a wide variety of applications like Google Hangouts, IRC, HipChat and Skype. During an evaluation of communication methods at Etsy, a decision was made to implement Slack software as a preferred method of instant messaging at Etsy. In addition to providing tools necessary to communicate, Slack integrated well into Etsy's existing infrastructure. This problem and the introduction of Slack led to the formulation of my research question. Did the implementation of Slack improve performance and effectiveness of remote teams? For the purpose of this research, remote teams are defined as any team with one or more members not located in the same office. There are three principal components to this research. Firstly, I will conduct a review of the practices prior to Slack. To do this, I will analyse data from a company-wide survey on communication practices issued before Slack was implemented. From this, I will be able to identify what software employees were previously using and their experiences using them. The second part will focus on measuring the effectiveness of Slack. To assess the company-wide impact of Slack, I will develop a survey that will be sent to all employees at Etsy. Using questions based on the Likert scale, this will focus on determining if Slack has significantly improved day-to-day communication at Etsy. I will also look closely at how Slack has affected the performance of two teams, IT and translation. This part of the study will predominantly involve interviews with employees and team managers. Lastly, the study will involve interpreting the results and assessing the degree to which Slack has improved communication at the company. These findings will then be summarised in a visually engaging and digestible manner. So far, a request for access to the survey sent out before the introduction of Slack has been approved. I expect to receive this information within the next week. I've identified two teams within Etsy as suitable subjects for the investigation. Since doing this, I have met with the managers of both teams and they've each agreed to assist with my research. A number of interviews have been scheduled with key influencers on the project's execution, and also with members of remote teams to review their experience with the new communication method. I'm currently in the process of drawing up a survey to be sent around to Etsy employees. This must be finalised and approved by Etsy's internal communications teams. Also, I've yet to receive and review results from the company-wide survey. Currently, I see two areas of potential risk. The first is access to the survey that was sent out before Slack was implemented. Despite having approved access, there may be further time delays and the possibility it may not contain the data I need. In the eventuality of this happening, I will adapt the survey I intend to send out to cover the missing data. The second potential risk is the possibility of poor participation from teams. To avoid this, I've picked two separate teams to review in the case. Thank you for listening, and if you have any other questions, please email ndonnelly@etsy.com.